Hi guys and welcome to IAMABIKER.com, and today we finally got to ride the Dominar 400, all thanks to the guys at Bajaj. As you can see, this is their bike. So if you want test rides or you want to check out this bike, do head on to their showroom. So coming to the bike, well, as you can see, it's now green and I think it looks really good in green. A lot of changes. I'll take you through what I can see over here. So of course the front forks are now USD forks. The disc is on the left side now. You have a slightly updated meter on the tank, which now shows the gear, the speedo and odometer, everything. The speedo of course is up front. It shows mileage or the dynamic mileage. I'm not sure what that is, but you can see your mileage consumption as well. Then there are changes to the mirror, the mounts, the stocks of the mirror, they're different. They provide a much better vision than before. Coming to the back, slight design changes. You now have straps for mounting your bungee. And of course, the silencer now is dual can output. It's still a single cylinder of course, but it's got a dual can output. It looks good according to me, and of course it sounds very nice as well. It's got a nice throaty bass to it, so especially when you're revving the engine, it sounds really good. The main highlight has to be this engine. So it now produces almost 40 PS of power. This has been derived from the 390 engine, so it finally produces almost as much as power, but in a more refined and more not easy going, but a more controllable manner. It's a more cruising machine than the outright power that the Duke 390 produces. So on the go, overall it feels much more refined than before. One thing I've noticed that it feels much more easier to rev than before. So it's a combination of the new power, the higher power output, and the sound that the exhaust produces. You feel that the bike pulls much more easier. It feels very sporty, but at the same time the refinement levels have not taken a hit. So that's something really beautiful. The engine character is almost similar to the previous Dominar, but the good thing is that now there is much more torque available at lower RPM. So earlier, on the Dominars, there was sort of a flat spot somewhere around 3,000 to 4,000 RPM. That is not so evident on this one. So once you hit those revs, once you shift gears above 4,000 RPM, this machine just pulls crazily. It sounds really good doing that. And 0 to 100 timings, I'll have it up on the screen right now. Top speed, well, with me, 5'11", 90 kilos, so any bike would struggle for top speed, but with this it did pull easily all the way to 150 without any problem, and easy cruising should be around 120 without any issues. So that's something really great. Mileage, at least the meter up front shows that it's about 22, 25, depending on how I'm riding, if gunning it or not. But it should be safely around the 25 kilometers to the liter mark. The handling dynamics, there are some changes. The handlebars are mounted a little bit higher and a bit wider, so that you have a much more relaxed stance on the bike. So that way you feel much more in control as well, but at the same time you are sitting quite relaxed on the bike as well. From a touring perspective, yes, that does make a lot of difference. When you brake, the weight does not go onto your wrist as much as before. Coming to the seats, the rider seat is good. It's comfortable. There's a lot of space to move around, a lot of space to crouch down as well. Not like a proper sports bike crouch, but yes, you can move back, bring your head down. The pillion seat, I got mixed feedback from the different pillions I had. Some people would want something softer, but the one common feedback is they would want some sort of a backrest as the bike accelerates fast, so they sort of fall backwards. Handling wise, the USD forks have made the overall suspension setup a bit more stiffer than before, so that way you do feel a bit more of the bumps. But if you keep it at normal speeds, taking bumps like 15-20 kilometers per hour, it does soak up, but at higher speeds you do feel it on your hands and on your body. Coming to overall build quality, I must say And I've told this before when we did the first Dominar during its launch. Build quality of the Dominars have been really good. This bike is test ride bike at Kivraj dealership, and it's got its fair amount of abuse. Almost 5,000 kilometers done on it, and different type of riders, different guys. I'm pretty sure it's parked in the hot sun. Still, it looks good. I don't see any rusting or any other quality issues for a bike that has not received as much love and attention from a new bike owner. Key things that I like about the new Dominar, I like the green. It looks really good. The USD forks add a little bit more mass up front. I'll definitely love how the bike sounds. It sounds very throaty. There's a lot of bass for the rider as well, and for people listening as you fly by. So that's really good. In city, yes, it does get heated up a little bit. You have some hot air blowing onto your thighs, but nothing really, no big issues as well. The headlights, of course, still Dominar style. They light up everything. For touring, of course, I would recommend putting on some aux legs for more focused stuff up front. Brakes, yes, how can I forget the brakes? The brakes are really good. The front is a bit soft initially, but they do the braking duties very well. They do stop very well, probably because of the long wheelbase. They have purposely kept it leather. I personally would have loved it a bit more sharper, the initial bite, but otherwise it does the job very well. Let me put it that way. Rear, of course, you don't use it much, but on the occasions we did, it does this job very well. The tires, MRF Rev Z and the FC1 up front, these are good on this bike. I think something like on the Duke, where it's very light, the Rev Z's take a little bit of time to get heated up and start gripping. The Dominar, being on the heavier side than the Duke, these start sticking right from the word go. Coming to the ABS system, of course, it's a dual channel ABS system. It's a pretty standard system. There's nothing really to talk about. It actuates when it detects the wheel is slipping, of course. So the slipper clutch is a huge welcome addition on this bike, because when you are in the mood for some spirited riding and when you want to attack some corners, that really helps. And that's what this bike is all about. You can attack those corners with this bike, which is a big surprise. Thinking, when people see it, it looks like a bike with a long wheelbase. You don't think it's nimble enough, but that's the beauty. You can attack corners with this bike. You can do all the drama associated with riding hard. This takes up all those things. So it definitely is a good tour. It has already been proven that it does. The added power, the easy revving sound, revving feel, everything, it makes the whole Dominar experience much more better now. So all in all, especially for the price point, I think it's a really good motorcycle. Do let me know what you think about the Dominar, and I will definitely answer to all your questions. So thank you for watching, and hey, if you like the video, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. See ya.